a son of a gangster. If I say I love you, you better take it. Cause where I'm going now, it's the way they don't make it. The lifestyle can't fake it. A nigga still praying, the devil on my back. I just can't seem to phase him. If the world ends tomorrow, just promise me patient. I have people turn their back at the end, just waiting. It ain't easy, my nigga. If you let them, they'll take it. Half man, half amazing. I won't let them change me. If you was me, my nigga, would you even blame me? I used to pray for nights like this, and this shit ain't ending. God gave me my grace, and nigga, I listen. If it ain't heaven for a gangster, then I won't be living. Hope they love me like Mike, or love me like Pippin. Even though they won't admit, I'm no reason we winning. I don't need the credit, nigga, but at least I did it. Did it for the love of the game to help my niggas. And when I was down on my ass, I couldn't call nobody. It ain't nobody fault, cause nigga, I got it. I don't need your help, nigga. I reject your deposit. It's loyalty over money. That's just how I'm rocking. If I got it, then you got it, then it ain't no problem. Try to give you my heart, and it felt like you robbed me. It's okay, I've been honest. I got diamonds, I'm honest. I don't need nobody, baby, who don't really got me.
Yo, what up? Page 5 lit. This is what we on right now. Happy Father's Day edition, you heard? Came to talk to my peoples, you know? Listen, it's Father's Day. The only commercials we get are Home Depot and Macy's. That's all we get, you know? And I'm here to celebrate all the fathers that care in their heart. You know, you can't fake what's in your heart, you know what I'm saying? And I want to big them up, celebrate them. You know, I want to mention a couple of names. When we're going to talk about a few things, you know, feel free to chime in. Please like and subscribe. Page 5 lit. We're on all the platforms. Just trying to bring something positive, bring something upbeat. That was my son. The song is called Son of a Gangster by Shakur. Y'all be coming to you soon. You know, he has music all on our platforms right now. He busy. So today, you know, I happen to feel like, thank you. I happen to feel like, you know, it's Father's Day. We're supposed to take a time to relax a little bit, you know. Decompress a little bit, you know what I'm saying, about the daily things that we go through. You know, we supposed to be doing that. You know, and but on some real shit, you know, we men. So we're gonna always have those things we have to do tucked away, you know. And we're gonna tend to those things. You know, and the day I got payday and Shakur's in the house with me, you know, they're gonna chime in on different things we bring up.
Yo. What's good? Oh shit, hey, get that shit on the side, yo.
You know, so I got them in here now. So listen, because man, being a father to me is the greatest thing I ever did, was being a dad, you know. And I don't know what I would have been doing if that wasn't what I was doing, you know. Because I have a different type of philosophy when it comes to that. You know, between 20 and 40, you either raising children or you're getting rich. Especially when you only got to take care of you. I feel like that's light work. It's a lot easier than taking care of you and a whole nother human being. One or two, it's like that, you know. Yeah, so I kind of feel like that on that level. Also, you know, there really are no days off. You understand what I'm saying? And the things that you give up inside yourself to raise these children are very important. I, who has done the work, appreciate the efforts that you give. You know, I want to say that it's not going for nothing. You know, see, listen, all the good things that you give out in the world, I need you to have faith that those things will come back to you. You understand me? Have faith in that, because that's really what it is. You know, your bouts of kindness, your times when you showed extra patience and tolerance, those are things that you chose to do because you didn't want the situation to escalate or for things to be perceived the wrong way or took the wrong way and things like that. And that's important. You know, stop spreading the shenanigans and the popcorn bubblegum shit. That's start there. You dig what I'm saying? So that's just a part of that. And I just wanted to say that, but in the meantime, first thing I'm gonna do is shout out my children. All right. I guess I can name them: Reese, Tay, Ray, Max, Ryan, Dylan, Payday, Kaya, yeah, and Lena, pretty Lena. That's my baby girl too. So yeah, and Saquon, Temple's finest. Let's not get it twisted. Now, and Lolo, shout out to Lolo. All right. And the first thing I want to say is I love all of them like they were mine. And shout out to all the other kids that I care about. Y'all know who y'all are. Okay? We ain't got to talk about the things and how we relate. Y'all know. Y'all know the love I gave y'all was from here. All right? Always. I always try to give people close to me the best of me. And I'm still like that today. That's the type of shit I'm on. I really am who I say I am, and I ain't say I was perfect. I didn't say I was the greatest at nothing. But you know what you're dealing with when you're dealing with me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm naturally perceive you as being a kind person, a gentle person, a humbling person. I'm a naturally assume that from you until you show me otherwise, So that's kind of the way you need to look at things, When you're going out here and you bumping into people in the streets, I need people to have a situation that will say, well, I'm gonna give this person the benefit of the doubt. Remember when you give bouts of kindness, you're not giving it for that person, you're giving it for yourself. Okay? Because you're of a kind nature. When you be kind, that says a lot about you. Straight up and down. So that's what we're gonna start at with that. And like I said, happy Father's Day again to all the fathers out here doing what they can when they can. This is not a perfect world. All right, the people we're dealing with ain't perfect. We got a lot of variables that come in there that make these things complicated, and we have a lot of things that make these things complicated. Situations and circumstances that make things twisted. Okay, a lot of pettiness, selfishness. For all the men that's dealing with all these different attributes that make things negative for you in your life, I'm gonna say, you hear that? Put one foot in front of the other one and go the way you're supposed to go. All right? No, you don't have the answer today. But the answer gonna come to you as long as you hold your composure and think what's best for the situation from where you stand at. You would have to put those things into perspective. That's a real thing, I'll commend you fathers. I mean that. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, around me, I got a lot of the guys around me that I knew majority of their life. They're great dads and they love their job. And I'm proud of them. That old deadbeat father thing they be trying to bring around, I haven't saw that outright. But we do know that when you let your emotions supersede your intelligence, you'll do things that's unbecoming of you as a person and as a man. So you can't be moving off your feelings. You can't be doing that. This is why, certain things happen. God bless that father that he hurt his child. Because he let the woman take his mentality somewhere that wasn't safe for nobody.
It's also men's mental awareness month too.
It's also mental awareness. It's also men's mental awareness month. All right? And that's a real thing, Let's be honest. Ain't nothing worse than an angry black man. No. Don't nobody want to deal with an angry black man in no shape, form, or fashion. You understand me? So yeah. Let's be conscious of that because some, a lot of you, if it's anybody chiming in, a lot of you women, you're doing a lot of different things with these men. But actually, real talk, if you can't calm the beast in him, then he's probably not for you. You know what I mean? Because men can really get like that. Every 4 hours and 20 minutes, a woman is getting murdered by a man who say he loved her. Because this man allowed this woman to get up in his skin and affect him to where he committed atrocious acts. And I'm blamed. Yeah, I got, but it was due to some type of mental illness that was never addressed. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to put all the blame on him because he's just a person. But we got to accept, we have to really acknowledge that these things do take place and people really go to those mental spaces. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. So the flip side of that is, these are the things you have to trug through to get your job done, to get the job done, to be there when you can, do the best you can, to try to uplift the day in the life of this child that you call yours. These are things we have to do. So I commend him. So, I'm going to start it off like this, saying Happy Father's Day to all my nephews and my godsons. All right? That's taking care of their children. I'm proud of you. I'm going to see you when I see you because I see you all the time. You know how we do. Yes, I'm glad your kids doing well. To start off with 10 fingers, 10 toes. And yeah, you off and running. Okay? Kid have to eat every day. There's no days off. You understand what I'm saying? So I commend them. I want them to stay strong. And if you know any young men that care about their child to some degree, say something positive to them to inspire them to keep doing that and let them know that the love they get that child going to come back to them. It's going to wind up being a beautiful thing in the long run, period. I believe in that. You heard me? I believe in that. But so anyway, but I'm going to go into this. And we're going to talk about a couple of people that I believe in. Nobody had faith in. But they were great fathers. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, nobody is perfect. So don't start coming to me about all the bad about this thing and that third. I don't want to hear all that. We all got our flaws. Me personally, I was a young dad and I got better as time went on because I learned and I applied myself to becoming a better dad. You understand what I'm saying? And it got better. And I still didn't become perfect. You understand what I'm saying? But I got all the love for my children. They got all my love for me. So something went right there. Okay? So now we have certain categories of dads that we wanted to speak on today. Right? The first one is the most notable ones that I really support to a certain degree about what they're doing because I have that same belief in my children. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm talking about LeVar Ball. Okay? Now, no matter what you say about LeVar Ball, he was 3 for 3. And the one that didn't actually make it to the league got a #1 record. And I attribute that to the discipline that he taught his sons. Now, honestly, they make a lot of their father was rich, their father played in the NBA. That ain't got nothing to do with the work them boys got to put in to compete with everybody else. Now, if they put the work in to be a top tier player, that ain't got nothing to do with their pops. Nothing to do with their pops. I got 4 D1 scholarships out of my crib. We play ball in here. And they'll say, oh, you only like that because Compton your father. How? I'm not on the court with them. I had one rule. Last 5 minutes of the game, don't listen to the coach. Win the game. That's what I dumped in my kids' lap. Win the game. I don't care what kind of play he just schemed up and all that. Get the ball to any one of my kids, and we're going to win the game. You understand what I'm saying? So that was my rule. But anyway, yeah. So the discipline he gave them in order to strive to be top tier is what made Jello do the music thing. And he still play ball overseas. So he gave them a discipline that has to be rewarded and acknowledged. And on a side note, how can you knock a man for loving his kids that much? As fathers, we want our children to exceed everything we ever were. We want them to be bigger than everything we ever thought we could be. That's what we want for our children. All right? So LeVar Ball is not wrong in that. Shout out to LeVar Ball, straight up and down. And next on my list, prime time, Deion Sanders, straight up and down. All right? I love the character of all his children. I love the way they humble themselves, the way they carry themselves. They're so well-mannered, well-spoken. I love that about them. And I love the fact that he's 100% confident in every aspect of what his children does because he's involved. How can you really mold your children if you're not hands-on and involved? When you're raising children, you're competing against TV, social media, ignorant relatives, teachers that don't like kids. You got to truck through all that to keep your child focused on what you want them and need them to be in life. You know what I'm saying? And I really do feel like that it's all going to come back to you, If you never change no diapers, who's going to change yours? Remember that, all right? It's 2 histories. It's the way you saw it, and it's the way the kids seen it. I always tell y'all that. Keep up with me. I also wanted to shout out Ryan. I wanted to shout out Dale Curry. I like Dale Curry. I like what he did with his sons, you know, and he's doing a great job. I think one of them grandkids gonna probably make it to the league, you know. Ain't no telling. Happy Father's Day to him too. You know what I mean? I applaud him. Also, I gotta say LeBron James. I don't care what y'all talking about. That man love his kids. All right? And let's be honest, as a father, if you can get your son on the throne, wouldn't you put him there? I would.
What you mean? All fathers do that. When a nigga's a king, they get it, and they pass that shit to their son. They don't, no offense, but they don't pass it to the nigga they know. They don't pass it, you know what I'm saying? They don't pass it to their best man. They don't do that. It just don't work that way. Nigga, I'm passing this shit to my son. Because he's the only one, if it's anybody that's gonna leave a legacy, he's the only one that's gonna care about my legacy. The legacy of his families. Mine, the grandfather, the great-grandfather, the great-grandmother. But you gotta instill that in your kids. If you don't talk about your grandfather, the great-grandfather, the grandma, it's no importance. It's no importance.
The connection. It has to be done. It has to be done.
They got some fathers where it starts from them themselves. See what I'm saying? Like,
They start with them themselves, but
see, LeBron, it started from him himself.
Because he didn't get raised by a father.
He wasn't raised by his dad.
feel me? But like,
So there's a lot of fathers that's changing dynamic and changing different situations in the kids' lives. So.
That's Day talking. Shout out Victoria and Lalani. Beautiful babies. Those are his two daughters. Great dad. Always on deck. That's Day right there. It's one of my godsons. I will shoot you. I will hurt you over him. Don't get it twisted. You know what I mean? Yeah, grew up in my house. Word, I should put that nigga on my taxes. But anyway, yeah. You know, I happen to think that LeBron's doing a great job in rearing his children, and he did a great job. See, listen. One of the secret ingredients that LeBron did was teach his children how to avoid the noise. You understand? It's a lot of noise surrounding just who they are, the legacy that they're intertwined with, and he trained them not to feed the monster. All right? One small move from them is a big move for everybody else that's invested into their legacy. You see what I'm saying? And he taught them to, you know.
But this is the thing.
What?
When you're dealing with kids, this is every child. Yo, that little mistake he make in second grade, if you don't correct it in second grade, he might make that same mistake in fifth grade. And then that same mistake in 11th grade.
You have to be attentive.
Because if he
You have to be attentive.
If the right lesson ain't presented in front of him, nobody told him. So he's gonna keep approaching it the way he or she seems fit.
Yeah, that's right.
Even though somebody should have directed what's going on in that child's life if they're a child. I had a student, right? In 10th grade.
Right.
And I was supposed to be tutoring. And usually the parents request a tutor to tutor. And supposed to be meeting at the public library, things like that. Kid never. The kid didn't make it, right? The first couple days. And the parents like, he don't want to go, da-da-da. And I'm like, he don't want to go. What type of parenting is this?
Right.
Not to disrespect the parents, but nigga, we didn't have an option in 10th grade. Because you're still a child.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You still represent me. They still call my house to say where you at. I still get money for you on the tax. All that comes into play.
Go to Twitter.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
On my phone. Use my phone.
Or the street manager. But yeah, bro, that's really like you gotta be attentive, which like people you gotta pay attention. Like if something happens, nigga, you gotta say something, because if you don't say something, you're the person they look up to. People are like, you know, the mother, the father, they look up to y'all the most. They see y'all every day. Yeah, everyday steps, everyday moves.
What's me? Forget it.
So it's just like, yeah, it's not just for LeBron kids, it's for everybody kids.
Yeah. It's supposed to be a universal thing.
If you don't teach them how to avoid the noise, they become the noise.
They become the noise, exactly. They become the noise, exactly. That's true. You know, because we had a little thing about, you know, what they call them, girl dads. You know, girl dad. Day's a girl dad. You know, and we had a conversation, you know, a couple of times, and I always felt like little girls should be around little boys when they're little to learn the motions of little boys. They should not be playing around little boys once they get 11 and 12. That's kind of too late. They don't know boys. When a boy violates a girl, she's supposed to fight. Now, you understand me? Stop, don't quit. What you doing? Nah, she's supposed to start swinging. She's supposed to start swinging because I was a kid too. And you don't mess with the girls that fight you. The ones that didn't fight you, they eventually said yes. And they was with all the smoke. Straight up and down. So yeah, you know, because they got to learn young that when that boy is bothering you and going out his way to irritate you, he likes you. And he's trying to play a game with you. They need to know that. You understand? They need to know what it feels like for a boy to like them and to be stupid. You understand what I'm saying? You know, they need to know the characteristics of boys because they silly, you know. And little girls need to learn this so they learn how to deal with them, you know. As the girls grow, the boys grow too. You know, all the girls got introduced to boys at pre-teenagers. It didn't turn out too good for them, you know. If they fell for anything. You know, oh, I'm just bullshit. But she gonna do it. Yeah, you know, that type of shit, you know what I mean? That type of shit, you know. Another one, okay, now I'm going back to my happy Father's Day. To all the fathers out there that's doing what they can when they can, you know. We can't call the hand that every brother was dealt. Because only you know that hand. I'm going to tell you, play it to the fullest, take 2 steps back and think. You know, sometimes things are going to the left, right? When things are going to the left and you got people depending on you and you're not able to meet what it is that they're trying to do, so they browbeat you because you didn't make the deadline, you didn't make the cut, you didn't get the paper, you didn't get the move made, you didn't get the deal done. So now you're getting browbeated about that when in fact you need to stabilize your mentality to try to figure out your next move. And it's hard to do when somebody's in your ear about the move that didn't go down. You understand? So in that, when those things happen, when this person is mad because you didn't deliver on that, and this person is mad because you didn't show up on that, because you was trying to make these different things happen and circumstances went against you on that, right? So when that happens, sometimes you have to remove yourself from the whole situation and get yourself right. All right? If you cannot take care of everybody on one leg. You cannot do it with one leg. You understand me? No disrespect to people with one leg, but I'm just trying to make a point. The point is that if things are not set up for you to be successful in what you're trying to accomplish for these people, that's what's going to happen. That's not the end all be all. You understand? You know, you don't run out of ideas. Because when you run out of ideas, they're going to run out on you. You get back to the drawing board and you struck out 3 times this week. You need in your mind that next week you're going to hit 3 home runs. All right? You're not poor, you just broke. You don't got that state of mind. Get out of that. You understand me? I mean that. And you take yourself away from the situation. Try to get as many ducks in the row as you can and sturdy up. Because once you're sturdy, everybody gonna be all right. But you need your mind right to get to that point. You can't have nobody frustrating you every day over petty shit. You're not going to war over the garbage. Okay? You was late picking the baby up and now all hell breaking loose. You know, we can't go to war over that. You understand what I'm saying? You know, you needed $30 to do the laundry. You only had 20. Now you got a whole argument over you needed that other $10 because you had to go out and take care of some shit tomorrow. You need the transportation money. You understand? Because it's like that. It's tight like that. And when it's tight like that, you're going to hear all this shit in your ear that ain't going to help you get up out of that. She got to let you drive the damn car. She has to trust on where you trying to take the situation. If she don't trust in that, it's going to always be, as soon as you make a right, it's a clash. God bless you. As soon as you make a left, it's a clash. Why every time I try to make a move for us, I got to go chest to chest with you. That's not going to work in your growth and development. You understand me? Now, if she's not going to trust you where you driving to, get out the car, all right? Get to where you're trying to go. Do that. Take care of that. Go back and pick her ass up if she's worthy of that. You understand me? Straight up and down. Don't be stupid on purpose, all right? Her words don't make you. So her words can't break you. You understand me? You don't need no battery in your back from no chick. Whatever she got going on ain't got nothing to do with what you doing for you and yours. You understand me? You don't measure your growth and development by what she got going on, what she doing, where she at. It ain't got nothing to do with what you doing. Get off her time and get on yours. All right? If she is so easily, if she can easily make you angry like that, then something's wrong. You're not a musical instrument. Stop letting that chick take you up here about things that's not gonna get y'all forward. You know? Stop doing that. And pay attention to these things, you know? Niggas raise kids from across town all the time. All you have to do is care and be attentive. And you'll figure it out. Okay? You are a king. And ain't nobody gonna believe you if you don't carry yourself like one. All right? Don't be that dude, get violated, and then as soon as she give you some sex, all is forgiven. Don't let pussy put you in the clown seat. You hear me? Straight like that. All right? A clown is a motherfucking clown. Okay? Straight up and down. Sometimes things happen. The situation blows all the way up. Now she mad at you for 2 or 3 days over some bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? Got you on block and all this old bullshit for a couple of days. And then want to come back like everything is regular. I don't want to hear that shit. I ain't talked to you for 2 days over some bullshit. And now you want to come back and act like everything is everything. That's not a good situation to be in. If that's what's going on, figure that out. You understand me? Figure that out, okay? I'm going to tell you right now, there's cameras everywhere. People doing a whole lot of different things. And sometimes that little space that you give her to be mad is the little space for you to get violated. Because why the fuck would you block me for 2 days over some bubblegum shit, okay? You see what I'm saying? You know. Why the hell would you keep me from my kid? I mean, what is your point? Like, you see what I'm saying? Just because she has a baby by you, she has no right to use the love of her and that baby against you. Recognize that, okay? That's what that's called, okay? And you have to stand on that. Now, you know, my whole point is, remain who you are, okay? Don't feed into the bullshit. Stand up where you know you need to stand up at, okay? You having problems with your kid, be where you're supposed to be at. Do what you can when you can, every time you can. But that whole while, you have to be working on you getting better so your situation can get better. If you have to separate yourself from the situation for a little while to get your mind right, then you need to do that. Because ain't nobody going to save you. You got to save you. You understand me? You got to save you. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. I know it's hard. It's a lot going on, you know. But we here with you. You know. All my kids are grown except my baby boy. Dylan, come here. Yeah, it's my baby boy. He been away at school. He been away at Temple. Just completed his first year. You know, the freshman. He went through finals week and all that. You ain't gotta sit down. Just come down and just say hi to the chat. This is my guy. This is my baby boy, last one off the ship, you heard?
What's up, chat?
Yeah, he looked like me when I was 17 on some real
Too
shit.
low.
Huh?
I'm saying it's mad low.
Yeah, it's mad low. It's my boy. It's my baby boy right here. So listen, now this kid right here. Thank you, Dills.
Might work out.
Yeah. My thing about this is, you know, my last 2 children woke up to me every day of their life. I expect greatness out of them. I'm gonna be honest with you. I expect nothing less than greatness out of both of them, you know, because they woke up with me every day. We went through everything together, and I felt like by the time I had those two, I felt like I had really mastered being a great parent, attentive parent, and things like that, you know. So I'm striving for greater things with all my children, and because I ain't got nothing else better to do. Ain't nothing better than cultivating your kids. I don't care how much they are. I don't care how old my children is. Mine's. I'm riding with you to the death. You understand me? For real. You know, I worked in hurricanes for my kids. You know, and they know that the money didn't have to make it home. And they was humble in that. You understand me? They were grateful and appreciative of those things that I did for us to be who we are and to do the things that we did. You know, like I said, Dad was the best job I ever had. You know, but before I get into that, happy Father's Day again, and I'm throwing a special shout out to my boy Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas is making a blueprint, right, for greatness. I love what he's doing with his children. I love how he's hands-on with everything that they do, and they doing something that a lot of people need to do. You know, listen to your father. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Listen to your father. You heard? Word up.
It's to your father.
Yeah.
It's to your
You know, and being honest, you know, like I said, nobody is perfect. Nobody has all the answers. You feel me? On top of that, life throw you curves. All right? Sometimes you get lemons, you got to make lemonade. But you ain't even got no water. You understand what I'm saying? You know, life will do that to you. You got peanut butter and jelly, no bread. You understand what I'm saying? Life will do that. And what they say, adversity reintroduces you to yourself. So you got to kind of figure it out. You know, you got to be able to get around there, you know. But I just want to recognize all the fathers out there that's, you know, doing what they can when they can. On top of that, you know, loving their children, applying themselves to loving their children and growing and trying to make their kids good humans, you know. That's how we really want them to be. We want to be good humans, you know. If you're hungry, they'll feed you. If you're scared, they'll protect you. If you're cold, they'll keep you warm. You understand me? I mean that. You know, you got two type of dudes in the world. Those that'll get in the trunk and those that's not going to get in the trunk. Okay? The one that's getting in the trunk.
I could do 20 though. I did 20.
Excuse me. Yeah. It's only two dudes, and the ones that'll get in the trunk are those that won't get in the trunk. The ones that get in the trunk have accepted false hope. What do you think good gonna come out of you getting in the trunk? I mean, like, really?
Think they gonna spare you, my nigga?
I mean, you know, when you get in the trunk, and this is a fact, you'll wake up in the swamps of Jersey, out of yelling distance, and they really didn't like you. They pulled out a toolbox, you know, because you got to think, they ran up on you, 3 dudes, get in the trunk. Now, if they wanted to kill you, they would have killed you right there. But they really don't like you. They finna take you out to the woods and kill you slow. Instead of killing you in 3 seconds, they gonna kill you in 3 days. They pull a toolbox out. They want to make you beg for your life and plead and all that. Nah, I'm not getting in the trunk. I'm rushing the hammer. I'm rushing the hammer. I'm not getting in the trunk. Nah. The dude that got in the trunk thought he had a chance. You heard? You getting in the trunk with no gun and no way to move out. No, I'm not doing that. You know, I don't face false hope. Don't face false hope. Accept the life that you actually live in. You understand? You know you ain't got no money for that trip. So don't go. Save that money for something else. You heard? Or get some more money and put with that. What I mean is stop doing things that you really ain't ready to do yet because you're not quite there yet. What they call that, Ryan? Keeping up with the Joneses. Don't be trying to keep up with the Joneses. You know? And you remember, everything that glitter ain't gold. I mean that. You know? See, you know why? Because you know your fucking life. You know what's going on. Start that acting stupid shit. All right? Life is not here to play with you. Okay? You know you got a couple of kids you need to go check up on. All right? You got some parents you might need to go check up on. You heard? It wouldn't be bad to check up on them. You know why? Because it would feel great when somebody came to check up on you. Think about that. You know, I ain't here to point no fingers at nobody or none of that. I'm just trying to bring an awareness for certain particular things, you know. And helping y'all helps me, which in turn help everybody. You know what they say, it started in your house. They just started doing the work out behind me. You know, for Father's Day, we keep it simple over here, you know. I just have all my kids come over, man, and we do us, you know, and the love just be here. You know, the older the children get, the harder it is to get everybody in one room. You know what I'm saying? But Father's Day bring us together. Certain holidays bring us together because they all raising kids now. Not all of them, but they still grown adults with their own lives intact. So yeah, I'm glad when they can all come and see me, you know. I get my grandkids all the time. I love that, you know. Think about grandkids, they go home. You know, you don't see them all the time, you know. But I go get mine all the time because I want them to really know their grandfather. You heard? That's all, you know. Happy Father's Day again, bringing that back up. I don't know how long we've been on now. You know, some more notable fathers. I didn't want to mention it, but my son brought it up. Will Smith, you know. Will Smith, his kids, my son said he made 2 rock stars. They 2 rock stars, they rich in their own right. You know, they're very accomplished. You know, and
bro, Jaden Smith is the Black Karate Kid.
Jay Smith is the Black Karate Kid. He's
that's
iconic. He's iconic for this generation.
Just that in general. Like,
that's what they like.
It's only one Karate Kid every fucking 30 years.
Yeah.
And he's one, and he's black with braids, my nigga, like AI.
Word.
So you gotta give him his credit.
And he was on some bullshit.
Willow Smith made a hit called "Whip My Hair" at she was young,
she
bro,
was 11.
and then made a hit 10 years later.
Oh yeah, Transparent Soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As like a rock star, whole different genres. But yo, and they don't gotta ask nobody for no bread. They don't bother nobody.
They got their own money.
Yo, and Jada Smith was helping the people out in Flint, Michigan, with the water, with the filtering systems and all that.
Yeah, he did.
I ain't gonna lie. Whatever. Fuck his pops. Their children are good people. I don't know about his mom and his pop. They do weird shit. They got other shit going on in their life.
Yeah.
But the kids seem like pretty decent human beings. So, I'm gonna give them that. Whatever you did, Will Smith, the niggas is rock stars and they care about other human beings. And you can't. There's not a lot of people that do that no more. Sadly.
Come here. Come here, Ryan. That shit get the camera pretty good though. I like it. My son. It's my 2 youngest sons.
Damn, this nigga man fall back.
Yeah, you gotta.
Happy Father's Day. Last 2 off the ship.
Let's get money, baby.
Yeah.
It
Very
must
accomplished.
be the money.
I'm very proud of him.
Yo, that's turning.
Yo.
Dylan just laughed.
Yo. Yeah. He
No,
used to be
I get
nice. He used to be nice.
No, Ryan used to be nice.
You know that, yeah, that part. Oh, let me fix this.
I'm gonna do my AdWords now.
Happy Father's Day again. I'm just, I'm chilling right now, spending time. You know, we're talking about some good fathers right now. You know, back on the list, you know, a couple of people I wanted to throw in there. I want to throw Lil Wayne in there, and I want to definitely throw Lil Boozy in there. I applaud him, salute, the whole thing, for real. And Lil Boozy, I'm so proud of the dad he is, you know, because, yo, they don't know. Lil Boozy been through a lot, man. He done had so many trials. He done went at it with the feds, the whole 9, you know what I'm saying? And he maintained a level of civility with his children the whole time, you know. Life threw him some curves, you know what I mean? He got up out of that, you know, and he improved as a man. Because you have to improve as a man first, and then improve as a father, okay? There's a situation that they back there playing this shit. No, they supposed to be playing in my house. Break that body, mama gonna kill him. All right? Straight up and down. He missed his brother. He been gone for a year. It's the first time Dylan ever been away from me. You know what I mean? That boy woke up to me every day of his life. You know, he went away to school and he did his thing too. Dylan from the Bronx, man. He was all over Philly, man. He was at Halloween parties. He was up doing his thing. You know, he had a great time. And not my other son, Saquon, my godson, he was good money too. He was right there mentoring him and all that. You know, and what frat he joined? What's Saquon again? Yeah, he's in Kappa Alpha Psi. And salute to that. You know what I mean? He's very accomplished, also very handsome. We gotta put. I gotta put the IGs in the chat for real, for real. They're not fathers yet. They can wait. You know what I mean? Straight up and down. You're not allowed to go to school with a girlfriend because you ain't got time to worry about that. If it's meant, you'll come back to her to some degree. I don't know why my hair is so shiny. And Lil Boozy, and I'm gonna have to say. I also want to say. Ryan, I want to say NBA Youngboy. And he's a toxic dude, but he love the kids and they keep him with him. And he's all the way in their life. And I commend him for that. I still think the boy needs some type of...
He rap about his kids.
He rap about, talk about, and they there every day. And I always say that boy need therapy, man. You know, he need therapy, you know, but God got him. God got him. God bless him. You know what I mean? Word up. I salute him. Like I said, the efforts are there. You know, and with the efforts come the blessings. Remember that, okay? Being a father is an everyday job. There are no days off. Because even when you're off work, you still got to feed them kids. They still got to eat, you know what I mean? So it's a serious thing we're talking about here. I just want to honor the dads, man, because people don't do it enough. You know what I mean? Straight up and down. I just think that, you know, I'm not a male chauvinist or nothing like that, you know, but women play a very important part. But, you know, you have to teach your kids how to protect themselves, you know, and how to look at themselves. You know, you got to make them judge themselves by what they do, you know. Men get judged by what they actually do, not by what they talk about. Preachers, rappers, and politicians get paid for what they say. Men get paid for what they actually do, all right? Real talk, straight up and down. We also had another category we was talking about for Father's Day. We had some names in there, we had some notable black fathers that we wanted to speak on. That's Dylan back there working out, trying to get some money in. Yeah, he looked like he needed another sandwich, right? But he doing his thing. We're gonna talk about TV dads. Now we talking about TV dads because let's be for real. We cannot deny what they meant to the culture. A lot of our generation did not have men living in the household when we were watching these guys on TV. You know? So a lot of us got confused about what we seen because we thought that's what a father should be. Because that's the only type of father we actually seen. You know, if you watch TV dads for 10 years, you have an expectation of what dads are supposed to be. That's 10 years of your youth. You know? And how you perceive that some guys are resentful that they didn't have that in their house, so they don't turn into that. You know what I'm saying? They just a person. Sometimes things can go left, way left. You know, but the first name Ryan brought up was Bernie Mac. He said Bernie Mac was a great TV dad.
Look, I'm gonna tell you.
I'm listening.
This is what solidified it. It wasn't even the show. It wasn't even in the show. It was a photo shoot for the show. And they tried to put the kid on his lap. He like, nah, we ain't doing that. Cause it's not his real fucking child. And this is someone else's child, and the child should not be on my lap. That's a respect, because I'm a father. I wouldn't want my child on somebody random, on a random actor lap. Right. And it's just a respect thing. Right. And that right there, I'm like, no, because it's a photo shoot, it's harmless. But it's like, nah, that's your character. That tells me who you are without the cameras. That's who you are. Yes. That was a great decision he made. It was a great decision because now I know how you is with your kids. You got another man's child on your lap. Like, come on, man. Yeah, like he understood. Like, no, that's wrong. You just don't do that because there's no reason for it. It's not the way to take pictures. Yeah. It's everybody in the group picture. Everybody looking at the pictures know that that's not your real son. Yeah. That's what it is. Everybody know that's not your real son. Yeah, exactly. And so it's just a respect thing. And I feel like him saying that to the person, to the photographer and all that, it set that boundary. as a father, as a man, like, yo,
Yeah,
this is not what we do here. We respect these children because they are children.
Yes.
And as long as I'm here, I'm gonna be a father, an actual father. He was like a father to them.
That's right.
Just the way he made sure they was comfortable, the way he made sure everybody was good, and the way they acted, fatherly type.
Yeah, and that's why Ryan put him on the top. Because he made a decision as a man and as a father. I'm not putting another man's child on my lap. Makes sense, you know. Great decision. God bless Bernie Mac too. I mean that. Truly miss Bernie. Nobody funnier than you. Oh yeah, no. I gotta say Bill Cosby. I gotta say Bill Cosby, man. You know. Outside of the things that he got condemned for, on the flip side of that, he groomed a lot of us to what a great dad and how attentive a great dad should be. He showed that to people who didn't have dads in their house, and we can't take that back. He molded a lot of us on through that TV dad, you heard? You know, straight up and down. I got a lot of good things out of him being a father, watching him on TV. Not just me, a lot of people. And I had a dad. He just showed me another side of a good dad. But he showed some people the only side of a dad that they ever saw. We can't take that back. Already done that. You understand what I'm saying? You know, and you know, we got to shout out Chris Brown, Lil Wayne. You know, they're attentive fathers too. You know, they're attentive fathers, and I applaud them. You know, because they got busy schedules, do world tours. You know what I'm saying? I will definitely salute them. You know, and I say this one. Oh, back to TV dads, I gotta go with Uncle Phil. Yo, Uncle Phil was the man, straight up and down. He was the man, and he made a lot of people feel like.
J. Cole made a song like that nigga was his uncle.
Oh yeah, J. Cole made a song on Uncle Phil.
He made a song that made it feel like that was his uncle, and that represented Uncle Phil to everybody because niggas like, yeah, word, like.
Uncle Phil was really that dude. Uncle Phil was actually the end of all shows. He was the one that stopped all the shenanigans. He was the one that always came in and made everything make sense, shut down all the nonsense. It was always Uncle Phil, you feel me? Great TV dad. I commend him on that. You know, now what I wanted to say from this, I'm gonna give a shout out. I'm gonna commend 50 Cent. And I want to ask you, you know, the situation with 50 Cent, I have seen that type of situation in real life where the baby mother has brainwashed the child to the point where you can't bring them back to you. It happens a lot, you know. She got the child so stuck to the shit she on that you can't never get the child to get on what you trying to be on in life. And that's where the disconnect come in. 50 not the only one going through that. You know what I'm saying? You know. Instead of you acting like my son, you acting like you one of these ops, and then you running with my ops. Some things you just can't take back because they really happen, you know. But God bless the whole situation. That's what I'm gonna say on that. You know, Happy Father's Day to 50. Oh yeah, we a couple of notables that we gotta throw in there is the movie Lean on Me. Yo, Morgan Freeman and Lean on Me was for real. You remember that movie, Dylan? You remember Lean on Me, Ryan?
Yeah.
Lean on Me, Morgan Freeman. When he was running around the school with a baseball bat.
Yo, nigga, the scene in the bathroom when he's singing.
When they was singing, yeah.
Yeah, that shit's fire. I wanna hear that right now, bro. Right now.
Yeah, he was a good for the culture. For the culture, you know. And Ice Cube. We gotta throw Ice Cube in there. Ice Cube got a couple of classics for the children, you know what I'm saying? He was a great movie dad, right?
Yeah, he was.
Ice Cube was a great movie dad. Are we there yet? Are we done yet?
Yo, when you think about it, considering this nigga made, like, he's in NWA, fuck the police and all this, and he was really, like, he's the nigga and already there yet. Think about that. The same nigga with Jerry curls that's fitted on from Cali talking crazy is the same nigga that wore the football
because no matter which role he was at, he was always a dad. That's what always fit him in. The dad shit preceded NWA, preceded the movies and all that. The movies just connected to the dad in him. That's why they popped out.
He got his son connected in the game too. The movies now.
Yeah.
Shooting movies.
His son got himself connected to me because he can act for real. He really actually has the talent.
Him and
Yo, that nigga needs to lose some weight.
And he just got fat all of a
Yo, bro,
sudden.
every movie I see him in, that nigga bigger than the last movie. I said, yo,
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, who you about to play?
Back at the ranch. Listen, I'm gonna do another shout out to Happy Father's Day to everybody. You know we're gonna put this out tomorrow on all platforms. You know, please like and subscribe. Please support the movement. You know, and head up. God is with you. The strength is in you, and all you need is you. All right. Real talk. Page Friday, we outside. Happy Father's Day. Safety.